Welcome back to the Destiny African Marketing Podcast. Today, we're going to talk about one of my favorite moments in Destiny's history when a traditional Yoruba wedding practice transformed our team and community gathering into a viral sensation that had people stopping mid scroll to say, "Wait, is this a grocery store or a wedding?" I'm talking about Ashoebi. By the end of this episode, you'll understand why this tradition matters, why we chose it for our 2023 Damn Fam Day, and what happened when we did. So, what is Ashoebi? Let's start with the basics. Ashoebi comes from Yoruba, Asho meaning clothes, and Ebi meaning family. So Ashoebi literally translates to family cloth. It's a tradition where people wear matching outfits made from the same fabric to show unity and support during important life events. Walking into a Nigerian wedding, you'll see it everywhere. Aunties in vibrant red and gold with matching head wraps, uncles in flowing agbada robes from the same lace, the bride's friends in coordinated Akara prints, each interpreting the fabric in their own style. One in the mermaid gown, another in a jumpsuit. Sometimes people even do the traditional Iro and Buba. This isn't about looking good for photos. Ashrabi is something so much deeper. It's about belonging. Let's talk about the history. The tradition stretches back centuries to Yoruba age grades, groups of people born around the same time who formed fraternal bonds and wore uniform dress to mark their connection. By the 1920s, during the post World War I economic boom, Ashrabi became more widespread. So women's organizations would turn out to ceremonies wearing matching outfits, as a visual statement of like, we are together, we support this person. By the 50s and 60s, Ashrabi was established at weddings, funerals, and celebrations across Nigeria. When imported fabrics like lace became available, the tradition became even more elaborate. Today, it's everywhere, right? You can see it in Lagos, London, from Houston to Toronto. It's even been featured in Vogue, worn to the Grammys, and has become a cultural ritual and a global fashion statement. But its core meaning remains. When you wear Ashoebi, you're saying, I belong to this group. I support this family. I support this person, and we are family. Ashoebi matters, right? It's a visual language. At large gathering, it really lets you like instantly identify groups, right? The bride's family wears burgundy, the groom's friends, wear navy, the mother's friends are in coral beading. Like it really allows you to identify who is with who. It represents solidarity and reciprocity. There's a Yoruba saying, and I'm not going to butcher it by saying it in Yoruba, but it says one good turn deserves another. When you wear Ashoebi for someone's event, you're showing support that will be remembered and reciprocated. It also demonstrates honor. When many people show up wearing your chosen fabric, it shows you're well loved and respected in your community. At its best, Astroebi is about joy, community, and visible togetherness. It transforms ordinary fabric into a statement of belonging. So in 2023, when we were planning our annual Damn Fam Day, which is our customer appreciation experiential marketing event, Damn Fam is what we call our community at Destiny African Market, literally translates into Destiny African Market family. When we were planning Damn Fam Day in 2023, our customers, our team, our extended family, we're a family run business. And so we really wanted to celebrate our family. And as we planned, I kept thinking about what would make it special. We wanted to do something that honored our culture, celebrated our community, and made everyone feel valued all at the same time, right? Not just as our customers, but as our family too. And that's when I was like, yes, we should do Asha B because, Asha B is traditionally for weddings, it's traditionally for funerals, it's traditionally for milestone celebrations. It's usually for big family moments. So why not for our business family, right? Our team and our customers. Why not take this tradition that celebrates belonging and apply it to the people who show up for us, who support us and who make Destiny what it is? So the more I thought about it, the more perfect it seemed. And, I think I should be just like would just visually be really dope and it would visually demonstrate what we already knew that the damn fam, y'all are not just customers, y'all are our family, y'all are our team members, and we're genuinely connected. We support each other and we're building something bigger than transactions. We're building a community. And, what made it even more special for our team specifically is that um, We didn't charge for the Ashwabi, like, we literally bought the fabric and we gave it away, to people to make their own styles of. Traditionally, Ashwabi is something that you purchase as a way of support, but for our team, we just gifted it to everyone, and that was the best part o of the whole process for me. Um Coordinating Akshabi is really hard. It's definitely no joke. There's a reason why I met planners in Nigeria, specialize in it. Like, there's literally people whose full-time jobs is to sell fabrics and coordinate fabrics for people's events. We have to select something that was beautiful, high quality, you know, um, shout out to the business owner that we work with to buy fabric for over 100 people, right down the street from us. V's Fashion, shout out to them. We have to estimate yardage, like how many yards. I think everybody had like 3 or 4 yards each. So, do the math on that. It was a lot of work. And timing too. We had, only a few weeks. I would say like 8 to 10 weeks to like get everybody to coordinate and get their outfits together. It was a lot. But when people started arriving at Damn Fam Day in 2023, the energy was crazy. Like, our team members, our loyal customers, our community all dressed this like in the same fabric. It was so beautiful. And like people would drive by and start honking their horn because they were just like, what's going on here? Like, this is so cool, like, to see how everybody interpreted, their clothing. We took pictures, like, looked like a big wedding, like, it was so cute. Um, one person told me, like, "I've been a customer at many businesses, but I've never felt as valued as I did on Damn Fam Day." You didn't just tell us you were family, you dressed us like we were family. And for me, that was the point. Asher IB is an action, is a visible, tangible demonstration of belonging and value. And we knew the photos from the day were gonna be good. We posted them on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the 9, and the response was immediate, overwhelming. People were like, "Wait, this is a grocery store? Like, the unity, this is beautiful. Can I work here? I need to be a part of this." Someone said, "As a Nigerian, this made me tear up." You brought Asoebi to America beautifully, especially outside of, like, the celebratory, like, wedding space. The post got shared, then reshared, then we started getting featured on different we started getting featured on different pages. Um, like, our views literally climbed into the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands at this point. We got comments from all over the world, Nigeria, Ghana, the UK, the US. People even saying like, "I'm not even West African. This makes me wanna, work somewhere that values me." And that really touched me. Someone said, "This is Wakanda level excellence." Like, yes, I love to hear that. Young African Americans and second generation immigrants, you know, um, we're really impressed by this as well. And, we want to share this with all Black people across the world. And so I'm really excited that we got to do that. So what we learned from a marketing perspective, right? Because remember, this is the Destiny African Marketing podcast. From a marketing perspective, we learned that this moment was gold. We gained a lot of followers. People visited the store, saying, "Oh, I saw the Asha B video, so cool." Um, but it wasn't just about going viral. We did it because, it's authentic to who we are. And, that authenticity came through for us. By honoring a traditional practice, I think we strengthen our bonds with our customers. Um, and the event showed that we're not just a store, right? We sell food, we sell African products. We love food, but one of our core values is that we love food, but we don't love food more than you. We don't love food more than people. And I think people are hungry for like cultural authenticity, even in the workplace. And so that was really cool to see. And the representation matters, seeing a Black owned, African focused business, practicing a traditional Yoruba custom with pride, really shows people what's possible for their businesses, for their lives. Um, that is so amazing to me. From an entrepreneurial perspective, um, Ashwabi is very specific to West African culture, right? But I think the principle of togetherness is universal. We didn't just say we appreciate you to our customers. We showed it in the best way, culturally relevant way that we knew how. Um, and I think sometimes people forget that culture is a competitive advantage. People stray away from culture. And people ask us, okay, you did all this, you spent all this money, gave people free fabric, and what is the return of investment for you for doing something like Ashoebi at an event? And for us, the investment and like the return on investment is um belonging, right? Like creating that customer loyalty, those community bonds, the brand awareness. the viral marketing, all that ties back to belonging. People want to feel a place. People want to feel like they belong in a place, right? And so that's what we offer to them. And, documenting and sharing this is very important too. Like, we didn't just stay in the moment. We made sure this was widely documented so we could look back and say, like, wow, like, here's our community. And we're able to track each person in the picture that we took. We're able to track where they are today, who they are, what they want, what they value, and what's important to them. And that to me is really important. I don't think businesses do that enough. Like, actually track the needs, the wants, the desires of their customers. The viral moment was incredible. Of course, it definitely put us on the map and, you know, allowed us to share our joy with other people around the world. But I think it really helped us solidify our identity as a business. And so when people think of Destiny African Market, think of those moments. When we wore that matching fabric with our team, with our customers, with our community, we were wearing our values, we were wearing our commitment to each other, and we were wearing a visible proof that we are indeed family. When you honor your culture publicly and with pride, you give others the permission to do the same. So, at Destiny African Market, our tagline is food is our love language, but Ashwa taught us that love language extends beyond food, of course. They include how you honor people, how you celebrate culture, how you create visible belonging and invest in making people feel valued, right? When we dressed in our teams, Asha we were saying you belong here, you matter, you are family, right? Ashabi makes belonging visible. It takes the abstract concept of we're family and literally wraps around you in a beautiful fabric. All right, so whether you ever wear ashwabi or not, I hope this story reminds you of the power of honoring culture, investing in people, and making belonging tangible. To our damn fam, thank you for embracing the vision and being family in every way that matters. Until next time, remember, food is our love language, but we don't love food more than you.